Hi guys, my name is Cassandra if you're new here, and today I'm going to be showing you all about Sonlight, the T level. I've been seeing a lot of questions online about the preschool level, which is this T1, the fiction, fairy tales, and fun. And I'll tell you, what we've done, my thoughts on it. I will show you all the books, and I'll tell you about my favorite activities from each of the books. So preschool is a little different, I find, from the other levels as you start to go up and do pre-K, kindergarten, etc., etc. By the way, I have a 4-year-old and a 5-year-old, and how I did this was we kind of just did everything together as a group. We alternated between her pre-K one and this one, just depending on, honestly, how I was feeling in the day. This one is a lot of hands-on playing, which it does not come naturally to me as a parent. I don't really like to play, but I find this gives me great opportunities to do these fun activities with them and get to snuggle on the couch and read stories. It's really a wonderful program. I find this is very much like 5 in a row. I have a video on that if you guys haven't seen that as well. Before 5 in a row actually is what I use. So if you're not subscribed and you like to see what kind of homeschooling curriculum is out there, if you would like to follow along with me, please go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you can be notified of all my homeschooling videos, since I do different kinds of content here. Now you can customize these. Now with this one, there is no schedule. That's one way that it's different from the others. Of course, when you're doing it with a preschooler, so I think they say 3 of 4 is when you can start this one. You're not going to want to do anything super structured right away. You don't want to sit down at the table and, start the schoolwork unless your child wants to do that. I say it's not something you should expect from them. So I'm going to go ahead and start. This is the thing I've been holding here, is the Parent Companion. So this will show you all the books and all the different activities in them. This program, in my opinion, is great for setting you up to be able to have some good routines and good foundations as you go forward to homeschool. It gives you things like, how to manage a home, little tips about that. It gives you tips about just so many things. So it starts off here with your book list. If I didn't choose to get the book, and you do not have to get all the books, maybe you'll happen to have some, or maybe you won't want them. I'll share with you my reasons for if I didn't purchase them. I will still pop it up on the screen, but I'll share with you why I chose not to get that particular book. And you can do that too. You can customize every one of their kits. Okay, so the first book is called The Bee Tree. This was a very cute one, and my kids' favorite activity from this one was trying some honey on their fingertips, and they liked it so much that they often ask me when I'm cooking or something if they can just try a little bit of honey, that the bees make. I'll just give you a little glimpse inside so you can see what it looks like a little bit. Just quickly, so that we can get through all of the books. But that's it for that one. So the second one is actually called A Children's Book of Nursery Rhymes. And I think something was happening. Oh, I should mention, each year Sonlight changes out some of the books. Sometimes if the publisher is not publishing them anymore, or, just certain things happen, they want to switch something, they do. So when you're purchasing your T curriculum, your books will not be the same. There should be, many similarities, but some will not be the same. When I purchased, they were actually, I think, phasing out this book called The Children's Book of Nursery Rhymes. So I did not receive this book, even though it was on my companion list. So the next one for me was these Eloise Wilkins stories. Now there's a bunch in there. I'll just show you the back cover. There's just really simple activities with this one that we enjoyed. We enjoyed playing I Spy with one of the books. We really enjoyed the ones about what God made and talking about the different creations that God made, like animals and plants and all sorts of things on the earth. By the way, that's another thing about this curriculum, is it is a Christian curriculum. Oh, I'll just show you some of the illustrations in there. It's always these little babies. I don't know what they remind me of, like Cabbage Patch Dolls or something. I don't know. Anyway, there's some of the illustrations in those ones. Then we've got Family Time Bible Pictures. And we use our own religious curriculum, so I actually don't purchase any of their Bibles or, Bible readers or whatever. We use the Red-Headed Hostess and the Come Follow Me program, in case you're curious about that. So I did not purchase their Bible, but I've heard wonderful things about all of their basically religious materials that they carry. So the next one that I got was a first book of fairy tales. This has 14 stories in it, just listed on the back there. And just a little side note too, you do get these books at a discount because you are purchasing so many in a package. So just keep that in mind. But I did look up quite a few of these on Amazon. I am here in Canada, however. And so, you know, it's a little different here. As far as our Amazon is not as good. So maybe you can find some on Amazon cheaper if you did want to source them out. But I, again, chose to buy the package. I do think that's probably a cheaper way to go here in Canada. So this one has activities like trying on, you know, we went to try on each other's shoes and walked around, just silly little things like that, or sweeping the floor like Cinderella. So you can even incorporate some chores in there with your fairy tales. And then they love to dance with the dancing princesses for that one. Of course, the 12 dancing princesses. So the next one is called George and Martha. My son was over the moon. He loves hippos. And this, again, is a whole bunch of different stories in there. I think it says there's 35 stories in there. Now, these can be really short ones, like just a few pages. I've even got a bookmark in there still. So I'll just show you again some of the, I forgot to show you the illustrations in the last one. I'll show you in a second here. But their definitely favorite activity in this one was there was a story called The Mirror, and we went and took erasable markers and wrote on the mirror. So they would look into the mirror and then we'd draw little mustaches on them or whatever. They loved doing that. So that was definitely a hit. This one, sorry, I'll just go back and show you the illustrations in there. Okay, so the next one was an absolute favorite of my son's, Go Dog Go, Dr. Seuss. I didn't order any of the other Dr. Seuss books in this curriculum because I actually hate Dr. Seuss usually, but I did get this Go Dog Go and I'm glad I did because he loves it and wants to read it all the time. The activity in this one was something different, but of course, it's all customizable. So I actually just chose to face paint them as dogs that day, and then we went around and played puppy for that activity. They love to have their faces painted. I'll just show you again inside this one. A lot of classic books in this Sonlight curriculum. All right, the next one is Hans Christian Andersen's Fairy Tales. Again, there's different stories in this one. The Ugly Duckling was probably one of our favorite activities, reading The Ugly Duckling and doing that activity. And all I did for that was boil some eggs, and I actually allowed my son to play with the peeled egg. So he made himself some egg salad out of it. So I let him crush up the egg and play with the egg in his hands. And then of course we put the mayonnaise in and made a sandwich, and it was quite the hit with him. He loved just playing with the egg because, you know, he doesn't get to play with his food because they give him trouble all the time. So it was a perfect opportunity to play with some food. He loved that quite a bit. So then we've got this one, HarperCollins Treasury of Picture Book Classics. Pete is a Pizza is such a good one in this one. The illustrations are different, of course, because there's lots of different stories in this one. There are a lot of good ones. There's some great classics in this one. The Pete is a Pizza is one of our favorites. It has been before this curriculum. We always go along with the book and make the kids into pizzas. They love that. And then they really liked Harold and the Purple Crayon. That was a creative one. Also, there's a recipe for homemade Play-Doh in your guide here for the book Crichter. I hope I'm saying that right. That was fun too. We always like making homemade Play-Doh. So the next one is a Dr. Seuss one. Horton Hatches the Egg, and I actually am going to order it when I go ahead and order our K curriculum for Sonlight. I am going to get them to send it along because he liked Go Dog Go so much. I can put up with the Horton Hatches an Egg, I'm pretty sure too. The one I will not get though is Dr. Seuss's ABCs. I cannot stand it. The next one we've got here is Ian and the Leafy Obstacle. I love getting books like this that are so unique that I would normally never read. The fun activity we did for this one was we went outside and collected some things in nature, like pine cones and pine needles and leaves and stuff, and we made like a little collage out of them for that book. So then we've got Make Way for McCloskey. whatever. You can see it. And there's different stories in this one as well. Show you. These are black and white, I think. Yeah. There's 8 books in here. Our 2 favorites for this one have to be making donuts for the donut. What's it called? The donuts. I can't remember what the book was. Was it donuts? I don't know. And then Lentil, the story Lentil, we made music in a band with like toy instruments. My kids have little toy instruments. And so we just made, you know, we played instruments together basically to make up a song. Okay, so the next one is Mike Mulligan and a Mower. There's 4 stories in here. And I think our favorite one was just to make snow angels. This was a great one for my son because he loves tractors and trucks and stuff. So he really enjoyed a lot of these stories. We read these many, many times. The beauty of this curriculum, especially because it's for the years, that you can read these over and over again, especially if you just display them somewhere where your kid can just reach for them. He's going to reach for them because a lot of these ones are really, really great. This was such an interesting one for us. This is actually one about death. The grandmother dying, or the great-grandmother, I think. Yeah, I was a little shocked it was in here. But of course, some kids that age need to deal with death. And so it's a great little introduction, I guess, to what that might be like. But I cried after my son's preschool book. Here I am bawling. But we had a little picnic after this one where we shared snacks together because that's part of the story. I guess I'll show you inside, sorry. Again, a really nice book. They have not reached for it since, probably because mommy was a ball bag, but I definitely do want to read it with them again because it was a really nice book. This was one of my favorites, this Noah's Ark book. It's gorgeous. It has no words, just pictures, and they can go along and tell you the story, or you can just talk about the pictures or count the animals, or so many things you can do with this book. It is just, I'm really glad to have this one because it's just, I don't know, I don't have words. It's beautiful. And I love when they pull it out and we talk about that story of Noah's Ark. Okay, the next one is our Animal Friends. The next book is in the pre-K curriculum, so you get to see both of them. But this one, you just count the animals. The only thing about this one, I'll say, I was a little shocked at this one part. This says right here, the dog killed the sheep and had to be put away, as the saying goes. I don't know, like I was just like, like, this dog snapped at children and wet on beds. He's not around anymore either. Like, it's a little much, isn't it? I don't know. Leave me a comment below and let me know what you think about that, because that wasn't really for me. I wasn't a super fan of that. But anyway, that's that one. That was just counting. We've got Richard Scarry's Cars and Things That Go. My kids love these ones because you have to find Mr. Goldbug or whatever in every picture. And there is actually a different activity for nearly every section. Our favorites in this one were probably to build a house under the kitchen table. So like make the table into a fort. And then, like I said, just finding Goldbug was super fun for them in this one. This one, Richard Scarry's What Do People Do All Day? Again, you have to find, is it Goldbug in both of them? I think so. And this one, we took a bite of corn on the cob without cooking it first, probably in one of the market pages. That was funny. My son wasn't a big fan. And then we also made mud pies with this one. Then we've got the Tall Book of Nursery Tales. I liked this one probably of all the nursery rhyme ones we got, like the Fables and nursery rhymes. It had the little red hen in it, so of course we baked bread for that one. And then Three Little Pigs, we built a tower of blocks and then tried to blow them down. The next one was again a change up. I was supposed to get the Osborne Flip Flap Body book, and I actually think they've changed it again since I got mine, because I saw someone online and it has like 3 of the body systems in it, and one happened to be the reproductive system that they chose, and it was like a lot for a 3 or 4-year-old, in my opinion. Of course, some people are very free talking about that stuff right from birth, but it was a little much. Like it talked about the sperm and, you know, the egg, and that they have to meet up and whatever. I don't know. I just could see right away the question of going, well, how did they meet up? You know, Not something I want to talk about with my 3 and 4-year-old yet, but they did give me this one, which I would recommend probably before the one they have now. And this is the Look Inside Your Body book, and it's a lift and flap. My kids, anything lift and flap, they love. And so that was a fun one to do with them, and it was just basically to read that one and go over it. Now you can also get, if you do purchase the full package for this one, you get some craft supplies. So you get children's scissors, construction paper, stuff that we already have a lot of. So I did not purchase any of those things, but I'll tell you what they are. Also 2 games. So you could get a Teddy mix and match game. They have lots of stuff that I thought would be similar to this, so I did not choose to purchase it. And also one called Mighty Mind. And then again, the construction paper, the scissors. These I did get though, and these are so neat. They're like pastels that you can then dip a brush in water and they turn into watercolors. They are really neat and fun for the kids to explore. The only thing I would say about these is that they are very messy, like very messy. So make sure you have time to be cleaning up that giant mess and that they don't have nice clothes on and stuff like that when you are using these. But these are called what? I don't even know. They're called No-Yo? Doodle Hog? Not Your Ordinary Crayons? Yeah, it says the Boulder Crayon with incredible watercolor and pastel effects. Really neat. Definitely recommend picking those up if you do go ahead and get this program. So overall, we are going to continue with Sonlight. We do use a lot of other curriculum as well, though. We just go based on what we're doing that day. And I'll explain a little bit about how we juggle different curriculums when I get into the things like the pre-K and the K, talking about those programs. This one is just, you can pull out whenever you want to do a fun activity with the kids. I kind of put 2 or 3 of them in their morning baskets each morning. And, you know, whenever I feel like it, I don't do it every day. And we do them as just part of a fun little morning thing. They've really enjoyed it. They get really upset if the books now don't have activities with them because they got spoiled with this. Wonderful program, highly recommend. Let me know in the comments below if you guys have any questions about anything that I've shared with you today, and I'd be happy to answer it. I love talking about homeschooling, so anything you ask me, I'd be happy to answer. So I'll just share with you a few of the helpful quotes and, you know, things that they gave us in this guide. Some of my favorites. The first is, and they will measure his education not solely by his progress in the 3 R's, but the number of living and growing things he knows by look, name, and habitat. So they're really inspiring little quotations for you to keep you motivated. It also gives you an insight into other homeschoolers' homes. So this one has this woman who raised 19 children. She had 16 rules that she had for her home, and it shares those with us, which I think is really neat. Some of my favorite rules from her list were: give them nothing that they cry for, only that when asked politely. Another one I liked was: to prevent lying, punish no fault which is first confessed and repented of. The next one is: never punish a child twice for a single offense. And the last one I liked was: preserve property rights, even in the smallest matters. Oh, this was a good one about people that say they don't have time for reading. A busy schedule is the enemy of reading. Agreeing in principle with all benefits of books, you may at this point simply sigh and say, I wish we had more time for reading. But the fact remains, we arrange time for what we think is truly important. Perhaps some other activities will have been curtailed. Committees will have to be curtailed, Committees, hobbies, clubs, a wife's job, in order to free you to do what you decide is right. That was a good one. I'll share one more with you. It talks about play being important, about memorizing scriptures, some helpful things with that. Organizing your home, again, some great tips for organizing your home, about decluttering and about how to keep it clean once you do a deep clean, even about food shopping, meal planning, stuff like that. So that's it, guys. That is the whole thing for you. Thank you if you stuck around to this point. I hope that you have got what you needed to and have decided whether or not you do want your child to do this program. Let me know in the comments below if you do choose to do it with your child or have done it before, and share your thoughts so that people seeing this video are able to get more than just my perspective out of it. So thank you so much for watching this today, guys. I really appreciate it. I hope that you can kind of see what this would be like if you did order this for your home, for your preschooler. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it.